When you wake up in the morning, your mind is a battlefield. One side wants to move forward, to build, to grow. The other side whispers doubts about tomorrow. What if I fail? What if I don't make it? What if things don't turn out the way I hope? And slowly, silently, those thoughts begin to drain your energy long before the day even starts. Worry is a thief, and its favorite thing to steal is your strength. Not your physical strength, your emotional strength, your mental sharpness, your ability to act with confidence. Most people don't realize how much power they lose because their mind is busy imagining problems that don't even exist yet. They carry the weight of a future they haven't even lived, and it crushes the joy, the passion, and the creativity they could have used today. The truth is, the mind can't live in two places at once. If you let it wander into tomorrow, today becomes hollow. You show up physically, but mentally you're somewhere else, stuck in fear, stuck in doubt, stuck in worry. And life doesn't reward the distracted. It rewards the focused, the present, the engaged. Think about how much more powerful you could be if your energy wasn't being drained by imaginary battles. Think about how much clearer your decisions would become if you weren't trying to solve problems that haven't even arrived. Worry convinces you that thinking about the worst will somehow protect you, but what it really does is weaken you. It takes the strength you need for today's challenges and uses it to fight tomorrow's shadows. You deserve better than that. You deserve to show up in your own life with power, with clarity, with a sense of grounding that says, I may not know exactly what tomorrow holds, but I'm strong enough for today, and that's enough. When you reclaim today, when you stop giving your strength to worries that don't serve you, something powerful happens. You start acting with intention. You start building momentum. You start feeling alive again. And the beautiful part is this: the moment you stop worrying, even for a little while, you feel lighter, more awake, more connected to the present. That feeling isn't an accident. It's your soul recognizing that it wasn't meant to carry the burden of the entire future. It was meant to grow one day at a time. There's a truth about the future that most people overlook. The future doesn't just happen to you, it's built by you. Every choice you make today is a brick. Every habit you repeat is a blueprint. Every small action, even the ones that seem insignificant, becomes part of the structure you will one day walk into. Yet so many people spend their time worrying about the future instead of shaping it. They fear what's ahead, but they ignore the power in their own hands. It's like standing in front of an empty canvas and worrying about the final picture instead of picking up a brush and painting the first stroke. When you understand that the future is not a surprise waiting to appear, but a creation waiting to be formed, everything changes. Suddenly, your focus shifts from fear to responsibility, from anxiety to intention. You realize that you don't need to know what the future holds. You only need to know what you are doing right now. The actions you take today, your discipline, your consistency, your willingness to learn, your decision to rise instead of complain. These are the things that write your future long before you arrive there. The future is not determined by luck, but by alignment, aligning your daily behavior with the life you hope to live. And here's the empowering part: you don't need massive changes to shape a powerful future. Small decisions compound, small habits transform into massive results. A little discipline today creates confidence tomorrow. A little courage today creates opportunities tomorrow. A little focus today creates clarity tomorrow. When you grasp that truth deeply, worry loses its grip. Because you finally understand you are not walking blindly into the future, you are building it. One of the greatest misunderstandings in life is believing that uncertainty is something to fear. People crave clarity. They want to know exactly how things will unfold, how plans will work out, how life will look 1 year, 5 years, 10 years from now. And when they don't have that clarity, they panic. They assume something is wrong. But the truth is far more empowering. Uncertainty isn't a threat. It's evidence that life is still offering you possibilities. Think about it. The moments that shaped you the most, did you see them coming? The opportunities that surprised you, the people who changed your life, the growth that came from challenges you never expected, all of it came wrapped in uncertainty. Every breakthrough you've ever experienced required you to walk into the unknown with more hope than fear. Uncertainty is simply life giving you room to evolve. It's a reminder that your story is still being written, that you are not trapped in one version of yourself, that there are paths you haven't walked yet. If everything were predictable, your future would already be locked in and there would be no reason to dream, to try, to grow. But because things are uncertain, everything is possible. The problem isn't uncertainty, it's the way we interpret it. Instead of seeing it as a doorway, we treat it like a threat. Instead of seeing it as potential, we label it danger. And that mindset steals confidence from the heart. It convinces you that unknown means unsafe, when in reality, unknown often means unexplored opportunity. Every successful person you admire had to make peace with uncertainty. They had to take steps without guarantees. They had to move forward without perfect clarity. And the reason they succeeded was not because they knew every answer. It was because they moved anyway. You don't need every detail of the future to be clear. You don't need the entire staircase to be visible. You just need to trust that uncertainty is not there to stop you. It's there to grow you. When you shift your perspective and embrace the unknown, not as a threat but as a teacher, life begins to feel less like something you're bracing for and more like something you're participating in. Because the truth is, the most beautiful chapters in your life will never begin if you're too afraid to turn the page. Fear often feels like a giant standing between you and the life you want. It whispers that you're not ready, that the future is too big, that you might fall short. But fear thrives in emptiness. Empty plans, empty habits, empty direction. And the moment you fill that space with preparation, fear begins to shrink. Preparation is powerful because it turns worry into action. It shifts your focus from what might happen to what you can do right now. When you prepare, you stop being a victim of circumstance and start being a designer of your own destiny. And preparation doesn't mean perfection. It simply means taking steps that build confidence. Learning the skills you'll need, strengthen your mindset, creating daily habits that align with the future you want. When you commit to these things, something slowly changes inside you. You no longer fear the future because you know you're building yourself into someone who can handle it. Fear loses its control when you strengthen your competence, when you practice, when you improve, when you grow. Most people try to fight fear with positive thinking alone. But real confidence doesn't come from repeating encouraging words. It comes from preparation. It comes from knowing you've put in the effort, knowing you're developing the capacity, knowing you're not just hoping for a better future, but building one. Preparation gives you a quiet kind of strength, a grounded kind of confidence. The kind that doesn't need to boast or shout, the kind that tells you deep down, I may not control everything ahead, but I control how ready I am for it. And when you walk into the future prepared, fear has no choice but to move out of the way. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is the permission to grow without having every answer in advance. Too many people believe they need the entire map before they take the first step. They want certainty before commitment, clarity before effort, reassurance before action. But life doesn't unfold that way. Life rewards the person who steps forward even when the path is still forming beneath their feet. Trusting the process of becoming means understanding that who you are today is not who you will be 6 months from now, or a year from now, or 5 years from now. You are constantly evolving, constantly learning, constantly shedding old limitations and stepping into new levels of strength. But this transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens quietly, slowly, steadily, through the small decisions you make every single day. And here's the truth, you don't need to see the entire future to grow into someone capable of handling it. You only need to trust that every season of your life is building you in ways you may not see yet. Every challenge is strengthening you. Every setback is refining you. Every delayed dream is teaching you patience, discipline, and resilience. You are being shaped even in silence. You are becoming even on days when nothing seems to be changing. Think about the moments in your past when life pushed you to grow. Moments you thought you couldn't handle, yet somehow you did. At the time, you didn't feel ready. You didn't feel strong. You didn't feel equipped. And yet you made it through. You learned. You adapted. You transformed. That same process you survived back then is the same process that will carry you forward now. Trust in the process means acknowledging that growth is rarely comfortable. It stretches you. It challenges your beliefs, your habits, your excuses. It exposes the parts of you that need to evolve. And while that can feel overwhelming, it is also where your power is found. Because every time you lean into growth, you step closer to the person you were meant to become. You don't have to force the future. You don't have to rush it. You don't have to fear it. The version of you who will handle tomorrow is being built today. Through your effort, your discipline, your mindset, your courage to keep going even when the outcome is unclear. And what makes this process so beautiful is that you don't walk it alone. Life supports the person who moves with faith. Opportunities appear at the right moment. The right people cross your path. The right lessons find you precisely when you need them. It's almost as if the world rearranges itself when you commit to becoming something greater. But none of that happens if you spend your time worrying instead of growing. Worry keeps you frozen. Growth keeps you moving. And when you trust the process of becoming, you release the pressure of needing to have every detail figured out. You allow yourself to evolve at your own pace. You begin to feel the quiet confidence of someone who knows that every day is shaping them into the person who will walk into the future with strength. Because becoming isn't an event, it's a journey. A journey you walk one choice, one habit, one step at a time.